Welcome to Mail Rights Next Workshop. I'm here with Jonathan, the founder, and I'm the co-founder, and we can't wait to share with you about Zillow Premier Agent versus Google Local Service Ads today. So, Jonathan, let's jump right into this, and what's the first thing we want to share about?
Well, they've got the similarities, Adam, but they're also kind of very different beasts. Mm-hmm. And in this video, we are going to do an extensive dive. We'll be here all for the next 2 hours. But what we propose to do in this video, folks, is give you the insight so you can make some judgment calls about which of these two great products, but very different, really.
Yeah.
So you got the information so you can make some kind of judgment call, which one it might be better for you. Now, let's start with Zillow Premier. Now, you can set up a Zillow account free of charge, and we suggest that you really do that. And you want to fill in that Zillow profile with as much information as you can. It's very similar to the advice that we give with Google Business Profile.
Yeah.
We've got a video on that. I'll make sure the link's in the show notes. Go and watch that. And it's very similar advice. You want as many reviews. Reviews are extremely important.
Huge.
And you need to get as many reviews. The other thing you've got to keep in mind about Zillow Premier, which is the paid side of it, is that, let's face facts here. I'm not the biggest fan of Zillow because it's pulled back.
It's a competitor.
Well, it was for a time until it made such a mess of it. It was a direct competitor to you, the agent. So do we really want to give it tons of money? Yeah. Probably not. But we've got to be practical here, folks. It's a website that's still in a year, I think in 2020, I got these figures, 2021? Yeah.
2021, yeah. 227 million people visited it.
Got 227 million views, unique views. That's
crazy.
That's a lot of bloody traffic. So,
that is.
So that's the important thing to consider. They are getting the traffic.
Yeah, some of the best in the industry too, so it is something to keep an eye on.
Well, Zillow, like Zoom, has become an adjective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it an adjective or a
noun? Well, it depends on who you are, but I know a lot of agents really don't like it too. But we'll leave that for another discussion. You kind of touched on price. You want to go into that a little more? You think we covered that?
We need to go into price. It depends on what area. Large urban areas like Dallas, like San Francisco, like Denver, Phoenix, Portland,
Seattle.
Those type of areas. Mm-hmm. It's competitive, and it starts at 1,000 and rapidly goes up.
Chink.
Yeah, but it's a concierge service. What I mean, well, I say that it's not. They have what they call premier relationships, premier partners. Mm-hmm. They were always breaking up the service into microservices at a higher price, and they do have what they call Zillow Premier Partners. These are people that have signed a contract with Zillow. It's normally brokerage level, and they guaranteed, or they contractually have to pay a large amount to Zillow every month, guaranteed.
Yeah.
But their agents are guaranteed a discounted rate, and they get the bulk of the top quality leads. Zillow provide different quality leads depending on which level of your service, the Zillow Premier, you're at. They have tried to complicate it as much as possible. That helps them charge more and obscures the quality of the lead. In general, the lead, so Urban starts at 1,000, depending on what your brokerage deal is. But if you're an independent agent and you're in urban, it's going to start at 1,000, rapidly get up to 2,000.
Yeah.
If you're in a non-urban, a very less competitive area, it's probably going to start at 500, but the reality is going to get up to 1,000 quite rapidly as well.
Yeah. And, I mean, if you're getting leads and closing deals from it, that's one thing. But it is costly. So keep an eye on the return on investment with that. So if you are liking what you're hearing with these free workshops, these are for you. We want to help you grow your business. We would love for you to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and if you click that bell, you can smash that thing, tap that thing. That'll send you notifications of new videos. We're coming out with them pretty much almost weekly. So a lot of them are just hot topics that deal with the things that you're dealing with.
Did you like that animation there?
Right?
Did you like the...
I did. I'm going to have to find one to match that.
Yeah.
You're challenging the editing skills now.
No, don't. Adam's he's a video nutsy, as I call it.
I love it.
He's a perfectionist. He's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
He spends too much time editing these videos.
Love it. But thanks for watching, and let's jump into the next one. So how about the profile and reviews and kind of how that all works together?
Well, I kind of touched on that. It's a very similar to the situation to Google, your Google business profile. They're always changing. Its official title at the present moment is Google Business. Google
Business. It'll change again probably.
Every 3 months they're changing the name of it, folks, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
That's another area that I just want to point out to folks. With Zillow Premier, Google have got a really nice product. It's got some certain strengths that Zillow hasn't, but one of the strengths that Zillow does have is a more mature product.
Mm-hmm.
Because Google's been changing their local service ad product for the past 2 years, and it has morphed quite a bit. Whereas Zillow, to me, and it's only my opinion, is a more mature product, and it has concierge where their agents screen manually these possible leads. Both services will ring you at all times of day, night, and weekend. That's something else that you've got to accept. That if you're going to buy into both these services, you've got to be available practically 24/7.
Yeah, which that gets into the next one, which is the leads, right?
But the main other thing that applies to both is both offer a free profile. And you must fill in your profile of both, and you must get as many reviews. And a tip here: don't get worked up about they all have to be 5-star reviews, because if you've got like 15, you should get what you really need is to get into double figures.
Mm-hmm.
And
real reviews.
Well, they can tell if they're not by the IP address. But you need to get into double digit as quickly, and the more higher up in the double digit you can get, the more effective it. But the tip is don't try and get them all 5-star, and don't get worked up if you get a 3-star. If you're getting a load of 1-stars, that's a problem. But if you're getting like a 2 or 3-star,
definitely
don't freak out about it. Just reply in a business-like. Don't just turn your back on it and don't respond. It's really important that you respond to negative reviews
and in a timely manner.
In a timely manner, but in a give a straight answer to what happened.
Yeah.
If there was a problem, how you rectified it, and do it in a business-like way.
Yeah.
And that actually makes you more real.
Yeah. Both Zillow and Google appreciate that.
And gives you more credibility than having 20 full 5-star reviews, because then people think is this real?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's okay to not have a 5 star. Hopefully, obviously you want more 5 stars, but Jonathan explained a lot, and our other videos we go over reviews a lot too. So make sure you check those out. All right, ready for the next one?
So anyhow,
How about the beloved? Everybody loves cold calls. How about cold calls? Do
what's
you
that
have to
done?
make them? Do you not have to make them?
No, not with these. That's the beauty of these services, because these calls, they're not going to be read. They're not like, they are better quality than
Mm-hmm.
your average digital lead. Your digital lead isn't really, at best, is lukewarm, and it really depends on the timing, where they are in the purchasing cycle.
Yeah.
And that really depends. These leads, if you're paying Zillow, they should be screened. That's the main difference between Zillow and Google service adverts.
It's a big deal.
Is Well, in a way, but yeah, you jumped in there, Adam.
Yeah.
I would never do that, would I? And what I'm trying to explain, yes, they're on Zillow. They're going to be manually screened to some extent, right? It's not, but they're not going to be red hot, but they should be reasonably screened.
Yeah.
With Google, they're not screened, but they're in generally at a lower price, though.
Mm-hmm.
Still higher price than Facebook. If you're using Google PPC campaign through Real
Mm-hmm.
Geeks or something, or through us, or per lead cost,
Yeah.
or Facebook, the cost per lead's going to be lower, but they're not going to be as warm.
Mm-hmm.
Both these, but like I say, with Google local service adverts, they're not going to be manually screened like Zillow, but in general, they're less competitive. They're
Yeah.
more, because most agents, Google service adverts aren't on their radar
Yeah.
to the extent that Zillow Premier is. So there's less competition.
Yeah. And what kind of leads generally are you getting from Zillow?
Well, there are people that are looking at property, because that's why they go to Zillow, isn't it? To
Yeah.
look for property.
Yeah. They want to buy.
They've clicked to get more information. They give their phone number. One of Zillow's premier people has run them up, has talked to them, has quantified that where they are in the market, and if they're active in the market, that's why then they should call you. It doesn't always pan out that way.
Yeah.
What they consider their screening, a few people complain about the quality of screening, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The beauty of Google is, they're not screening it, but the advert is very highly aimed at people that are using mobile devices. So a lot of the people that ring they see the agent. They're not seeing you so much on Zillow Premier. They're seeing your Google advert on top of 3 other agents, and Google will choose where you are in the pack of 3 to 4 agents. They're clicking the phone icon to call you, and then the call is sent to you directly, right?
Yep.
Well, they're on a mobile device normally when they're utilising this service. So it's normally when they're looking for property. They're on the search. They're in a car with their significant other, and they're looking. So normally they're on the hunt, as I call it, right?
Yep, definitely.
They're hunting, right?
Yeah.
And so they're seeing a property and they're ringing you up to find out.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed what the quality, they could be just tire kickers, but normally it's a much higher than a generalistic pay-for-click campaign or a Facebook campaign.
Yeah.
Is this making any sense?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we've with Zillow Premier Agent Pro, we've kind of talked about the visibility, the price, the profile and reviews, leads and leads types, and let's jump into. We've touched a little bit about Google local service ads as well, but let's kind of jump into that a little bit more as we wrap up the next couple minutes. So, what's one of the things that stands out with Google now?
Well, I think its strength is it's Google. Its strength is that they see your image, they see your profile, they can click, and then they'll go to your business and Google business profile, and there you should have all your reviews. Where you show up in this stack of 3 or 4 agents is very reliant on how many reviews you get, and also do you pick up the call, because Google's tracking that automatically. Do you pick up the calls? If you don't pick up the call, Google won't send it to somebody else, but they will place you lower down, or they won't show your profile.
Good to
Right?
know. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really important. Where with Zillow, it's more that you're competing with everybody else that's paying for Zillow Premier.
Yeah.
And some people are treated better because they're one of these preferred partners. And Zillow doesn't really make it clear how
You're just paying more.
yeah, and also they don't make it clear how much do their preferred partners of the top quality leads they're getting, and what do you just get the leftovers? They're not very clear. Well, that's typical Zillow. They're not very clear about anything, are they?
Yeah.
The
But
main,
they are established.
yeah. But the strong bit about Zillow is, either you hire us to do it or you do it yourself. You've got to set up a Google business profile. You've got to get some reviews on there, because if you don't get any reviews and you pay for the Google Zillow local adverts, they will still take your money, but the cost really goes up. To keep the cost per lead to a reasonable level, they look at how many profiles you've got and how much you filled in your Google business profile. That's why filling it in, giving it a great profile, putting nice pictures of yourself, your latest properties you sold, putting some video, all the stuff that we've covered in previous videos. That's why it's also extremely important, Adam.
Yeah, it all matters. And I mean, across every platform, pretty much, the more complete your profile is, the better juice you're going to get on searches and in rankings and stuff. So,
but with Google, it's not such a well-known, and there are a few more. Google doesn't make it like to set up the entry of getting going with Zillow is a lot easier. See, with Google, you've got to set up your profile. Well, they're going to send you a card. You've got to have a physical address.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a pain.
Google's going to send a card to you. You mustn't lose that bloody card, because it would take 2 months to get the. See, there's more hurdles to get going with Google local adverts and get. They're still pretty good. It's quicker to get going with, as long as you give them your credit card.
Yeah. But like you said, it's Google. It's the largest search engine in the world, right? Whether it's real estate or other.
You would think it would be a more slicker experience than Zillow Premier, but it isn't.
It's not.
It's
but
typical.
That's Google.
That's Google, isn't it? Well, if you ring up Zillow and you're prepared to give them $1,000, $2,000 a month, you'd be up and running in less than a day, won't you?
Yeah. Yep. Take you a few weeks with Google. I mean, you could do the free side, but not the paid side until you get stuff completed and verified. So, and then how about like real leads? I know you talked about just the platform not being as understood. So how about the, paying for the real leads with Google?
Well, it does vary which area, but on general, leads between 30 and 75. It could go up to 125, depending on how that sounds. I'm probably getting shudders from agents at the cost. But a lead, it depends. Does a lead really lead to a commission check?
Yeah.
Right?
If you're paying
That's all this is.
$125 for a closed, transaction, that's definitely worth it.
That's cheap, isn't
That's
it?
cheap. Yeah.
But it isn't cheap if you're having to spend 10 of those just to get one slight nibble. That's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So they do give a price guarantee. If you're finding that these leads are totally hopeless, and you can keep a record of what was said, and seemingly Google will give you a refund. How true that is, because if you can find somebody to talk to in Google, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Actual human being. It's a bit like Facebook, isn't it, Adam? Trying to find a human being. Good luck to you, right?
Yeah. And let us know in the comments if you have had to use the guarantee. I'm just curious how that's worked out for you.
We would love to know, actually, wouldn't we? Yeah. I think we can wrap it up there, can't we, Adam?
Yeah, so very last thing is Google is not trying to be a competitor to you as a real estate agent. So that's a huge plus right there. So that's a good way to wrap it up if we say so ourselves.
Well, I think that's a really important point. They've got no ambitions to do what Zillow have shown what they plan, and they've not worked. So in future, I think they'll probably try something similar, or they might not, but who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not throwing them under underneath the car, or whatever the term is. But
the bus.
But we've got to be practical here. They are not your friend as an agent. Google isn't your friend really, but they're not as bad, in my opinion, as what Zillow is. Would you agree with that, Adam?
Yeah, definitely would, especially with the history there with both companies. So thanks again for joining us today. We are going to keep popping these out. Let us know if you have anything you'd like us to discuss that is sort of an issue for a lot of real estate agents, or challenges and things like that we can highlight. Just put that in the comments. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you can get notified of our free workshops that are to help you grow your business. Thanks for joining us.